Alright, we're starting the Humphreys Trail here. It's already cold at the bottom. I brought some layers, so it'll definitely be a lot colder at the top, but here we go. In the parking lot, here's the trailhead. With a starting elevation of 9,314 feet, the air was cool and crisp. I packed a few light layers to add as I got further up. It was May, and afternoon storms were a frequent occurrence at the summit. Many people make the mistake of thinking that clouds have to roll in, and so long as the skies are clear, they're safe, since they will be able to see the weather coming. This couldn't be further from the truth. The condensed scientific version goes as such. Clouds form when air encounters mountains. The air gets directed upward due to the inclining terrain, and as it rises, it can no longer retain its moisture. This results in a cloud formation, rain, and a quick-forming thunderstorm. With no cloud formation so far, I headed up the mountain. Coming up here is the registry. So if you're hiking Humphreys by yourself, like I am, it's a good thing to sign it. Let them know where you're going, when you plan on being back. At altitude, it's always a good idea, if you're living at sea level like me, to stay the night, acclimate the night before at high altitude, and take lots of breaks. Always try and catch your breath. Better to take breaks and drink lots of water. Lots of sports drinks if that's your thing, because you definitely risk altitude sickness at over 12,000 feet, which is what Humphreys is. At 12,633 feet, Humphreys Peak is the highest mountain in Arizona. On a clear day, you can see all the way to the Grand Canyon from the summit. If you're hiking any mountain and storm clouds begin to form, or stormy conditions are already present, get off the peak, abandon your summit approach, and get below tree line as soon as possible. You'll see later in this video, I encountered just that. Storm clouds began to form. Being an experienced mountaineer, I had a good read on the situation. I reached the summit with light cloud formation, and made sure I shortened my stay so that I would be below tree line when the storm formed, as I could see a pattern of formation that indicated a storm would be coming. If you don't have experience in gauging conditions such as this, it's advisable that you don't continue in similar situations. Had I stayed 20 minutes longer, I would have found myself in the middle of a thunder and lightning storm. Definitely just slowing the pace, making sure that okay, altitude effects. So far, so good. Man, is this a trek though. Beautiful views. Reaching the summit ridge, I was in awe of the views. The altitude was noticeable, but I was well hydrated and felt great, so I didn't take much of a rest before pressing onward. Forecast said clear skies, but you can always change on Humphreys, so if you see any weather system moving in, gotta get out of here. Humphreys Peak. There it is. Right up here. Alright, so we got about, about 1,000 more feet of climbing, maybe a little less. And we'll be over there shortly. Well, not shortly, but soon enough. The trees provided ample shade from the sun and a gorgeous backdrop throughout the first few miles. As I got closer to tree line, they thinned out considerably, revealing the porous volcanic rock left over from lava flows that formed the peak around 2.8 million years ago.
It's steep going right here. Gonna keep an eye on those clouds. You don't want to test it when clouds are up at the top.
Humphreys Peak is actually the highest remaining point of San Francisco Mountain, a now dormant volcano that scientists estimate could have reached over 16,000 feet high. It last erupted around 220,000 years ago, leaving a number of high peaks, including Humphreys, in place of its large, cone-shaped summit.
Check out the view. Wow.
While keeping a watchful eye on the cloud formation, I made my way to the top.
I can tell you guys, the camera does not do this view justice. It's highly worth it. Gonna be keeping an eye on these clouds, and if they come in, start acting up, I'll be heading down. But for now, we're gonna keep going up. And there is the final summit. Even closer. You see that person up there looks a lot bigger than I thought, so that peak is a lot closer. Optical illusion. Heading down. As you can see, clear day can turn into a nightmare very quickly. These clouds have moved right in, and I am getting below tree line. But I was watching them, and I could see they were really forming quick. And that's the thing about the mountains and high altitude, is clouds will form, I mean, out in the blink of an eye, really. So you always have to mind that. There are a few other people that went up to the summit. Hopefully they're coming back down and turning around.
People have been struck by lightning and killed at the summit of Humphreys Peak. It's not worth your life.
Almost back. At lower altitude now, so it's pretty easy going. That was a good hike. Beautiful views, just beautiful.